Well, hello and welcome to the Hot Pink Pod. I am your host, Camille Jamerson, one of the founding sorors and the president of the Alpha Omega Lambda sorority. If you're tuning in, we are so happy to have you. The Hot Pink Pod serves as our mini podcast for the sorority, and it's where we give you an idea of kind of what's going on behind the scenes. There's so much that we can't share just due to confidentiality. I mean, that's a part of Greek life. But there are some things that we can open up and talk to you about. So if you are considering a sisterhood, then you kind of know who's already a part of our organization, what we're doing, and what we're about. And we thought that the Hot Pink Pod is a great way to explain that. In this particular season, we just crossed a line, depending on when you're watching this, we just crossed a line this spring, our Gamma line. And we take the opportunity that within the time that they cross, like a short time after, we like to interview them one-on-one while the memories are still fresh and talk to them about their experience and have them share with you, our audience, what it was like going through the process, what they're gaining from being a part of the sisterhood, and their advice to you. And so with that, I have the pleasure of having the tray of that line, the blue flame, my soror. Welcome to the stage, Soror Vickie. Hello, Soror.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm great.
Great, great, great. Well, glad to have you, and glad to have the opportunity to talk with you and talk about your journey. So, let's start from when you were first looking. Why did you decide to start looking for a sisterhood or a sorority?
Well, I always kind of wanted to be a part of a sorority. When I was looking at the time, it just wasn't the perfect time. It also,
Hmm.
you know, just didn't align with what I was looking for at that particular time.
Hmm.
So when I got invited to an event recently back in February, that gave me the opportunity to try to rethink um,
Mm-hmm.
rethink about being in an organization. And
Yeah.
so I got a chance to know a little bit more about AOL.
Hmm.
Um, at that time, I was still against the fence. Like, is this for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because anybody who knows me know that I'm a busy person. I'm real involved with my kids with their activities. So I was like,
Right.
I'm not really sure if this is for me. I don't know
Hmm.
how this would fit into my schedule.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, I was like, well, I just give it a shot anyway, and just kind of ask a little bit more, questions to see
Yeah.
if it would truly be a fit for me.
I love that. And I love that you talked about having a busy life because that's the difference, I think, between a non collegiate type sorority and the kind that you find on college campuses. It's not that those college students are busy, they're going to class every day, but we're navigating. Taking care of a home, taking care of kids. Some of us are married. Some of us have church activities. I mean, we got a whole life going on and we paying bills. So it's like, it's not the same vibe as college women. This is a very grown women type organization, and we plan our events and stuff with that in mind. So I'm glad you mentioned that because there may be other women out there thinking the same thing, like, oh gosh, how's this all gonna fit? But what we do in this organization, and I hope you can attest to that, is that you take space when you need it. You take that space, and we give space um for when life starts life, and it's like, you good, we'll see you when you circle back. um so I'm glad that you mentioned that. So if you're somebody that is kind of wondering the same thing that Vickie was, trust that we get it. We know we're dealing with grown women here with lives, and we've got space to support you and help you get through those moments. How did you, okay, so you mentioned how you found us. Well, you mentioned how you came to know about us. So
Yes,
somebody invited you to Brew and Flow.
yes.
Okay, that's cool. And just so you know, Vickie is in Michigan with me, and Michigan is our Alpha Den. And Den is the equivalent of chapters here. And so we had an in-person event here, and that's where I had the opportunity to meet you as well. So some of our dens and leaps have in-person opportunities to meet, and in some cases it's all virtual, so there are different opportunities contingent upon where you are. um, so like you mentioned, you got a lot going on. How does AOL even fit into your personal goals?
Well, I would say for me, fit into my personal goals, as far as it allows me to surround myself around sisters that are
Mhm,
driven, that congratulate each other's successes, that support each other during challenging times, and
mhm,
just allow me to expand my experience as far as with leadership
mhm,
skills. That's one of the things that's a part of this organization. So that allows me to expand my network and also leadership.
mhm. Yeah, I agree. I think that because you never know, you could have a soror or a sister that is the key person to what you have going on next. You just never know. I love that. Um, some people have the idea that because we're primarily virtual right now, as far as our pledging process or training process, whatever you want to call it, that the process is paper, that's a term in Greek terminology, or that it's real easy. And I like to push back on that because I don't think what y'all just went through was easy. What do you say to that?
Yes, I would agree with you that it was, even although it was virtually, it wasn't easy. A lot of times we got pressure put on us. Sometimes I was like, I don't know. A lot of times I wanted to fold, but
Yeah.
it gave me the strength to keep on pushing. It tested me in so many ways. So
Hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't say that it was, although it was virtual, that it wasn't easy. It was times
Right.
that it was pressure. It was times where we had to come together to meet deadlines. So
Hmm.
yes.
So, and tell me about that, because it was virtual. You and your line sisters had to really be intentional about getting together and getting things done. How did that work online with you guys? How did you guys pull that off?
Yes, because as you said, we're from different states. So
Hmm.
two
And
of us,
time zones.
right, time zones. So
Yeah.
we had to put
Yeah.
all that together and coordinate each other time zones, with which date fit work for all of us. If it didn't work for us, that was okay. The other, soror, they filled the other soror in if
Hmm.
they wasn't able to participate because they had other, obligations or whatnot.
Hmm.
But like I said, it was a lot of pressure, but we fought through it and we pushed
Right.
through it. So that says a lot, and
Yeah.
we pulled it together.
Sure did. Um, and trust me and Tiffany were in the background stressing, like, oh Jesus, I hope they okay. Because we try to, during that time, we're hands off, we're letting you guys do what you need to do. But
Yes,
it's stressful on our end too, because we're
yes,
just like, oh my God,
yeah. We were just
I
hoping,
hope they
like,
don't
oh my
fold.
God, like we just hope like everything just worked out, but it did. It did.
So at the times where you were just about, okay, this is too much, what kind of pulled you back into, no, I can really do this?
Well, we got so far into it.
Yeah,
So it was
you're
no
like,
turning
we deep
around.
now.
Right. We're deep now, so it's no turning around at this point. So it wasn't nothing to just continue, just pushing through and uh,
Yeah.
finish at the finish line.
Yeah, how about that? How about that? I One of the things that you informed us of pretty early on, I think maybe even in one of the interest meetings, you were like, I'm an introvert, and I'll come out and start talking as I
Yes.
get to know people. How did that work in something like this?
Yes, that I am an introvert. So it's a lot for me. It takes a
A
lot
lot
for
of
me to,
peopling, a lot of
yeah, a lot of
peopling.
people, a lot of different personalities,
Yeah.
things like that. But with the different personalities, with me being an introvert and dealing with, someone that's not an introvert, that actually
Mm,
helps balance me. Um,
mm,
it does take a lot for me to start warming up. I say a little
mhm.
bit and then, I push back a little bit.
Like, okay, I'm in. Okay,
Yes, but
let
once
me see what
I
they
feel
say.
comfortable, yeah, once I feel
Yeah.
comfortable and I'm in my comfort zone, you kind of bring out the best of me.
I love it. I love that. And what I really love about you guys' line too is that I mean, nobody can really disappear for too long without somebody saying something.
Yes.
We'll be getting inboxes way. Has somebody heard from Vickie?
Yes.
And and then that's why I had to text her, but like, oh, whoa, she's good. She's good. This is what's going on.
Yes.
So this is why she hasn't been engaged or involved. But
Right.
and I love that about particularly about Gameline. You guys learned each other's patterns. It's like Soror Tip Tamika's gonna do her thing every morning. And if we don't get it, it's like, where's the prayer for today? Like, where's Tamika? And same with you. It's like if they don't hear from you for a couple of days, it's like that's Vickie taking a time out. But then it can't go too long for somebody's looking for you. And I absolutely love that about your line. So for somebody that is looking at Alpha Omega Lambda for sisterhood, I don't know if you remember, but going back, like you said, you met us at Brew and Flow, but
Yes.
I don't know. Did you have a chance to look at the previous lines videos?
I did. I did
Okay.
because that's what helped me to make my final decision. Like I said,
Yeah, talk about that.
I was invited to, the what was it again? I'm sorry, the
Brew, Brew and Flow. Brew and
Brew and
Flow.
Flow, correct, by Dr.
Hmm.
Cordelia. She
Hmm.
said, "Come on out." I really didn't know what to expect, so I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I'll come out and see what it's about." And even though I was kind of told a little bit, about the organization, I was still kind of like, I don't know if this is for me. I really don't know if I want to do this, but I continue to do my research, look at the other sorors who crossed, and just going on a website to find out more information to see if
Yeah.
this was something that was for me. So after doing all of that, I said, okay, I'll give it a try.
Love that. And you can't say no to Dr.
Yes.
Cordelia.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know,
Yes.
Dr. Cordelia is currently our Michigan Den president. She's the first nominated president in the organization, and she's a powerhouse in her own right. So I know that was not easy to say no to her anyway. So
Right.
I'm glad she convinced you to come. So that's another point too. Um, Watching these videos, I think, is important. I think if it's not this soror, another one, could remind you of yourself and kind of speaks to the thing you might be fearful about. You think? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was thinking. It's like, okay, I get what, let's say, Dr. Cordelia was saying, but then I listened to Leah. It's like, yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. So that's why we encourage you guys to watch these and get to hear from the sorors yourself. So, Vickie, we are almost on time. So, Soror, I want to turn the camera on you and think about when you were watching these videos. What did you need to hear, or what kind of assurances or challenges, or just speak directly to somebody looking at us considering sisterhood and still, like you were, like, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. Just give me an idea of what you would tell them.
For any organization, I would just say do your research, watch the videos of the other sorors that cross the line. I was It's a lot of myths or stories about different sororities about that it's not a good thing to join an organization. But I would just say just find out for yourself. It's almost like the saying, you can't knock it before you try it. So I would say just do as much
Mhm.
research as you need to, watch the videos, go on the websites. Those things help me. They will help you to make your decision to see if it's a right fit for you to be a part of AOL. And I would just say just cut out the background noise and just find out for yourself instead of just going by other stories that you probably heard about other organizations.
Oh, I love that. Cut out the background noise. That is so powerful. And like you mentioned too, There's a lot of chatter about whether these organizations are whatever. But you know what your soul needs. You know what I'm saying? And you have the right to seek that out. Like you also mentioned, do your research because everything isn't for everybody. We hope to be the sisterhood for you, but we may not. That doesn't mean that there isn't a sisterhood or a sorority that fits your needs. So, with that, Soror Vickie, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and to give us your perspective. As I mentioned, she is the Trey of our gamma line, better known as third degree burn, and she's right in the middle intentionally to bring balance to the force because that's a wild group.
Yes.
And she brings the balance to the force, and we just adore having you in the lair. So thank you so much. I'm going to take you out the studio, but don't leave. I'll be right back with you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview and really got to hear from the heart of my soror Vickie. She said she dropped so many gems. So if you have to go back and watch this again, but to those of you who might be extroverted or have a lot going on in your life, like kids, and or you might be in school, or newly married, or getting ready to have a baby, or whatever life is bringing you. Um, one of the things that like I said in the interview, you can take space and make space. But the other thing that we say all the time within Alpha Omega Lambda is to come do life with us, right? It's like you got to do life anyway. Why try to thug it out alone? Right? Come and do life with some sisters who get you, who understand you, who will cheer you on, celebrate your successes, as Soror Vickie mentioned, and be with you at some very low and critical times. We have our ways of showing our support and really linking arms when it matters. And if you're looking for that type of support, I highly recommend Alpha Omega Lambda, as did my soror Vickie. So with that, we try to end these 15 minutes-ish or less. But as you've seen, scrolling on the bottom is our information regarding our fall line. If you're watching this and it's not June 14th yet, 2026, if it's not June 14th yet, you still have time to join early access, where it's an early access interest type meeting briefing that we are allowing for anybody who was already on our mailing list and was interested and just didn't follow through, or who joins our mailing list right now and is interested in learning more about the organization. If you get in on the early access meeting, which is on June 14th, what that does for you is gives you the entire summer to prepare. You can find out almost everything you need to know about being considered in recruitment on June 14th, right? And then you can start doing the things that you need to do to prepare your life to go through recruitment, go through Rush, and possibly be a part of our next pledge class. So go to our website, www.alphaomegalambda.com, click that I'm interested button, and let us know that you're interested and that you want more information regarding the organization, and we will get that out to you. If this is past June 14th, then stay tuned to our social media. Still, go ahead and join our mailing list. We'll be sending information all summer long, so you can keep in touch with us, still get to know us. Watch these YouTube videos. That's another way to get to know us. We'll be dropping our newsletter. All kinds of things will be happening all summer long, so you can stay connected and get to know us better. And then we want the opportunity to get to know you better come August. So with that, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Hot Pink Pod. It's been my pleasure to host you today. Again, my name is Camille Jamerson of Alpha Omega Lambda Sorority. We will see you next time.